and I'm going to go over this and make sure all of you understand the information. I ask you to take notes on this information, and it's your responsibility to and ask questions. So 1 in 8 of you will be involved in a crash the first 3 years of driving. What does this mean? Maybe you're going too fast. Maybe you're not paying attention. Maybe you're talking to your friends. So you need to definitely work on some things. This is why you're here in segment 2. Many states around the country have a graduated license. So this information is very valuable to you. I'm going to clap for you. I'm happy that you made it to this session, but also you have a bigger responsibility. Your parents have a bigger responsibility. My job is to give you information. It's your parents' job to mentor you and make sure you're a good driver. 1 in 11 of you will be involved in a crash before you're 17 years old. So there are 20 people here, 24 people here. So 2 of you will have an accident before your 17th birthday or a serious crash. So this class is designed to eliminate those factors so you can become a good driver. Next, 36 young drivers in the state are involved in a crash every single year. Young is anywhere from 15 up to about 23, 24 years old. Your age group dies first because lack of experience. They have too many people in the car. You drive tired. You drive distracted. You put too much pressure on yourself to get to work or school on time. Get up early so you don't have to drive fast through the neighborhood. If you get comfortable driving fast, you think it's normal. If you get comfortable running lights, you think it's normal. If you get comfortable cutting off cars to drive aggressive to get somewhere, you think it's normal. But that new normal will cost your life. For every 2 miles driven, the average driver makes 200 observations. This is the average driver. Some of you are better than the average driver. Some of you are below the average driver. So 200 observations and 40 decisions, and you have 1 mistake. That mistake could be running a light. That mistake could be not checking your blind spot. That mistake could be cutting off a car. That mistake could be cutting through the back of the sub to get into school with 5 minutes left, and you're running through the hallway, but you left your keys in the car. You left your phone in the car, and then you're still late to class. Once every 500 miles, one of these decisions leads to a near collision. So what you should do, you should leave early. You should plan your time. I think the biggest thing looking back is experience. Go to bed when your parents tell you to go to bed. I'm 17, I'm 16, so what? We still need our sleep. Go to sleep earlier, you'll study more in school, you'll be a better driver, you'll look healthier, and then you'll pass your test. Sleep is very important, but your age group does not get a lot of sleep. Let's continue. Due to the lack of driving experience, the largest category error for young driver fatal car crash is the speeding. Your whole demographic speeds. You are that 16 to 20-year-old age group, you speed. And it's really important. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a good day too. You speed. You speed home. You speed to school. You speed to your job. You speed to your boyfriends. You speed to your girlfriends. You speed in general. And if you get comfortable doing that, it's going to be your new normal. But then when you arrive and you're driving with other people, you're going to get frustrated because they're not driving as fast. Older sister or brother, that's watching videos. You've learned from your level 1 instructor. And then you're going to learn from your friends. All that imprints your brain, and hopefully we're going to have good drivers. But the odds are against some of you that you will end up dying in your car, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so now we're going to talk about when do fatal car crashes happen, and let's get right down to it. 2 to 5 is the most dangerous time period. Please write in there, why do you think 2 to 5 is the most dangerous time period? I need all of you to type in your information. Why is 2 to 5 the most dangerous time? Type in your answer. I'm going to keep moving while you guys type in this information. I'm still going to highlight some information. So 2 to 5 is the most dangerous time period, that 3-hour period. Next, 9 p.m. at night. Many of you should never be driving after 9 to 10. Well, I got a job. Well, your job should realize you're a teenager. You can only work about 30 hours a week. They're really taking advantage of you, and they know this. So they throw a little money at you. Can you stay a couple hours later? Mom, Dad, they want me to stay a couple hours later. But really, that extra money is going to be gobbled up in taxes. And then at the end of the year, your parents are going to say, you know what? You made $6,500. You have to pay $3,000 in taxes. You need to quit your job. Why? Because half of your money went to taxes and you're not really making money. So that's something that you need to consider, because many of you will make under $20 an hour. You'll make 12, you'll make 10, you'll make 11. Okay? They might even hire you at $8.50. They're not going to pay you $10.50. They're not going to pay you $11.50. They're not going to pay you $12.50, because grandma, who's retired, will be there early to work. She's nice to customers. You're a teenager. You're going to not be nice to customers. You're going to come late. You're going to leave early. And you're not going to show up when you're supposed to. How do I know? I have a friend who's a manager of a franchise. I tried to give one of my former students a job, and they didn't show up. So I look stupid. So I need you guys to show up when you're supposed to at your job, just like you should be showing up here for this online lesson. 13% of you, midnight to 6 a.m. None of you should be driving midnight. But I know how to drive. You know how to drive, but you're going to fall asleep at the wheel. I can get up at 5. No, you're going to fall asleep at the wheel. So these laws are designed to protect you. Before we go over the answers to the question, why is 2 to 5 the most dangerous time? No, you can't Google it. Yes, some of you will Google it, but you need to understand it. 51% of accidents happen in the daytime. Really? Yeah, you're looking at your phone. You're looking at the bird. You see some girl. You see some car. You see some dude. You see a car that looks better than yours, and you stare and you rear end someone, or you run a light, or your friends are like, yo, and then you hit a car. 27% happen in the dark on unlit roads. Now, May and October, we're in September, May and October are the most dangerous months of the year. We're almost done with September. Next month, we're going to have more teens that die across the country. This class is designed to reduce those deaths, and I hope your parents are listening. And I hope they say, wow, you need to listen to him. Yes, you need to listen. 33% on Friday and Saturday night. There's going to be a high school game this Friday. Some of your high schools are undefeated. Good for them, until you play a school out of Texas or Ohio, and then you lose, and then you get mad, and you punch a window, and then you start getting angry, because that's what teens do. Because I used to be a coach. One of our players shattered a window with his helmet. He had to pay for it, though. So Friday and Saturday nights are very emotional. They're very fun. If your team is undefeated and they go to state playoffs, like my high school team did, and yes, I can look it up and prove it. Many of you will never have a chance to do that, because it takes a special community. It takes good athletes. It takes a good principal and good teachers to groom that team. Why am I telling you this? You're only in high school one time, and you need to enjoy high school, but not kill yourself in high school. So I asked you to put down why is 2 to 5 the most dangerous time. Let's see what you put. Parking lot's dangerous, busy time. And at the same time, it's really important because, look, everyone wants to get out of school, right? But don't kill yourself to leave the parking lot. I would leave 5 minutes after. You can walk out to your car, put your books in, call your mom, Dad, I'm leaving now. Okay, honey, be safe. Call us in a couple hours. Okay, but if you're leaving right after school, you got to jump in your car. There are major high schools in the state that have over 3,000 students. I would not want to be in your school, because you'll get ran over. The little kids will get ran over. Your favorite principal will get ran over. Your teacher will get ran over. And you will get ran over, because people don't care. We all know the deal that is there. It is the busiest time of day. You're going to have a lot of inexperienced drivers who are learning how to drive. They want to race their friends to get out. I'm first. Yeah, I beat you. I beat you every day this week. You're not going to beat me this Thursday. And then you and your friend are running, and then a car backs up. Or you and your friend are in the car, but the bus comes by. Or you and your friend are in the car, and the bus comes by, and you are tied. Or you and your friend are running, the bus comes out, and a little kid walks by. It's not worth it. Okay? So you got to calm yourself, take a step back, breathe. Be that good driver. I'm going to let traffic go down. I'm going to go see my favorite teacher, go talk to the coach, go talk to the counselor, make sure I got all my credits in line. It's serious, right? We talked about this. 97% of roadways For a young driver, fatal car crashes happen on 97% of roadways with a speed limit of 55 or less. So I think kids are speeding or they're distracted. Rural roads, 76%. In our part of the country, we still have dirt roads. We can go 10 miles outside of town. There's still cow, there's still horses, there's still cattle. We still have rural roads. They're very dangerous. There are no street lights. 69% on sections of roadway where there's no traffic control device. Okay? You have to learn to really look ahead. Are those headlights? Is that a truck? Is that a car? You got to really look ahead. Okay, so let's talk about this with your friends. You will see this on the test. There is a 44% increase of one person in the car. What does this mean? You limit the number of people in your car. But I want to have friends. It's okay to have friends, but your friends should not be bothering you when you're driving. My mom said I can't have people in the car. My dad said I can't have people. Follow what your mom and dad says. As soon as I go around the corner, I'm getting my friends in the car. Maybe your parents have a hidden camera in the car. You don't know what they have, right? Maybe your friends have a tracking device. Honey, why don't you stop at John? Why don't you stop? 25568 Lookout Drive. Why don't you stop there? I picked up my friend, Mom. I told you don't have people. So now you get caught in the lie. You might as well be honest to your parents. So 16 and 17-year-old drivers, the risk of being killed in a crash increases 44%. Let's go to the next. You should write down these percentages. You're going to see them again. I want you to get an A on your segment 2 test. Did I tell you I have a high pass rate? Like 4 or 5 of my students get a perfect score. 2 or 3 miss 1 or 2. Thank you. You better study. You got some work to do. 88%. If you have 2 friends in the car, it's 88%. Okay? One of your friends is talking about the cat that was driving. Did you see the cat? Yeah. Did you see what happened to LeBron? His hairline. Yeah. What? Let me see. And then you're distracted. Now, if you have 3 friends in the car, it's 132%. You need to know it increases. The more friends you have in the car, the more it increases. Look, we're not trying to mess your vibe up or your groove, but tell your friends, I got to go, man. I want to be to school. I got to go see my counselor. I got a 7:45 appointment. No, you don't. I do. Okay? Or use me as the excuse. My driving teacher said that I can't pick you up because you talk too much. In fatal crashes involving 2/3 of young drivers, those are killed are passengers, drivers, bicyclists, passengers with occupants. So you're going to kill your friends because your friends are distracting you. Let's go on. We talked about cars. I need you to put the year, make, and model of your car. Okay, I'm almost done with this. Put the year, make, and model of your car into the chat. What year is it? What model is it? Is it a truck? Is it an SUV? Please put this in so we can identify some trends. Over half of young drivers are not driving the recommended types of cars. You need to be driving a mid-size and a large passenger vehicle. Let's talk about what my son had. He graduated in 2018. We weren't going to get him a loader car. I mean, he's a big guy. He's almost 6'4", 235. So we got him a 2018 Charger GT, not the Scat Pack, not the Hellcat. He doesn't need 707 horsepower. He's not trying to race everyone throughout the state. So the 2018 GT Charger has got 400 horsepower. It's all-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, driver's side airbag, lane departure, all the safe features. He's never had an accident. He's been to Ohio. He's been to Iowa. He's been driving to Texas for 2 years. The car has been very reliable. We had to put brakes on it because he drives too fast. We had to change the battery. He had a cracked windshield, but that's not his fault. New spark plugs. I think one of the coil packs went out, but the car's been really reliable. We did pretty good. We looked around. Okay, so your parents will do the same. They want you in a safe car. It's mango orange. You know, I got a video when he first got it. Oh my God. But we made a good decision. It's almost paid off in a couple of years. So your parents should be getting you in a car that's probably going to be your car after school, after college. Okay, we middle class. We're not sending no money. So I ask you to put in the year, make, and model of your car. A 2020 Toyota Camry. Safe vehicle. Thank you. Toyota UV Jeep Cherokee. Daughter's driving that 20, is it a 2020 or 2019? The Equinox is very good. I love the Equinox, driving that. Gets good mileage. The 2020 Buick Enclave, you got a Buick. Very nice, safe vehicle. Oh, I appreciate you too. Show love. Give it a thumbs up. The Buick Enclave, the 2018 Jeep Wrangler, nice vehicle, good mileage, safe. 1999 Dodge Ram diesel. I'm that man, Wyatt. The diesel is a bigger vehicle. Diesel's a little bit different. You're gonna spend a little bit more in fuel, but that's a big vehicle and it's safe. It's safe. Okay, it's really safe. I'm liking what you put in the 2009 Saturn. I drove one of those. I'm a big guy, 6'4", 270. It's a little tight for me, but it's safe. 2009 is 2024. We're not mad. Jaden, yes.
Is it like the car you're getting when you turn 16? Or
That's the car you're driving now, or car you're getting. You guys, look, your parents are trying to set you up. They're not just going to hand you the 2024. They're not going to hand you 2025 because the insurance will be too much. Okay, most of your parents are leasing vehicles. Okay, and then in fact, let's go through my real life situation. So we bought our son's car. Was it a lease? It was a lease, but then he was way over a mileage, so we just bought it. Wife leases the daughter's Jeep Limited. I'm taking you through the journey. It was a lease. We also bought that. She leases. I was the dumb one who bought my SRT Jeep, $1,000 a month. Don't buy a vehicle you can't afford. But I thought I was rolling big. I'm making big salary. But that $1,000, who buys that? Some people. I had a SRT Jeep, a beast, a monster, all-wheel drive. But it was very expensive on gas, very expensive on the rotors, on the brakes, on the tires. We had to sell it. Okay, downgrade it. I'm okay. You'll have one of those vehicles in your life, and then you'll realize the Chevy Trax, good vehicle, great mileage. A little small, but great mileage. All of you aren't 6'4", 6'5", 260, 270, 280. The 2014 Lincoln, like that. The Subaru, very safe vehicle. A 2016 Honda Civic, reliable. We had a Dodge Journey also. Wife had that. It was a lease. My niece had that. And she waited till she was a senior to learn how to drive. Just being honest. But she had that. Okay. Safe vehicle. The Ford Focus 2018. Nice. 2008 Focus, I drove those. Great mom and pop cars, very safe, front wheel drive. You can't go too fast. The Honda CRV 2015, 2018 F-150. I love it. You guys are driving some really safe vehicles. The Liberty is good. So they're safe vehicles. So you want check mark. Okay, fatal car crashes in driving vehicles 10 years older. Okay, so we got a 2015 diesel. Okay, okay, you're rolling big. That big diesel. Oh, 2003 Mustang GT. Nice. I would hate to drive that in the winter, but you do what you can. I like that Mustang. Really nice. The 2019 Toyota Highlander. Love it. Bigger vehicle. Will last forever. Get oil changes. Okay, let's keep going on. If you have your own vehicle, you're going to drive more mileage. You're going to take more risk. You're going to receive more traffic violations. Don't get tickets. Your parents won't like you. They're going to say, hey, Jay, we need to talk to you. We got a letter in the mail. What? You going to tell us, or I got a ticket? I told Dad, but you didn't tell me. So if you get a ticket, your insurance is going to go up about 30%. How do I know? My best friend is an insurance agent, and I talked to him about driver's ed. So avoid those tickets. All right, crash worthiness. Most of you are driving really safe vehicles. Let's keep going. We have 3 little slides left. So single car crashes happen with teens. Many of you are going to spend your life in a car. When you leave in the morning, you're by yourself. When you come home, you're by yourself. When you go into a game, unless you have your friends, hey, Jay, can you drive us, man? Yeah, man, I need gas money. Here you go. Okay. Aiden, can you drive us? Yeah, man. It's fun, but you got to be safe. Head-on collisions are the most dangerous. Please avoid head-on collisions at the most cost. Um, when you're ready for your learner's exam, these classes will help you. You're going to take good notes. You're going to ask questions. This is why we're here. Okay, you need to write this down, new information. This is very important. I would draw the circle with the car. We're visual learners. 81% of crashes of young drivers happen in fair weather. Guys, you're going to see this. I keep trying to tell you. Go ahead, use the bathroom. You good. 81% occur during fair weather conditions. So what does this mean? You're distracted, you're playing, maybe you're not paying attention, maybe you had a long football practice. You really need to focus on just driving. And all of you are tired. You might not eat breakfast. You barely eat lunch. You got a snack in your locker. You're trying to run out to the car, and all of you are going to go home and eat cereal, right? What's your favorite cereal? Type it in. What's your favorite cereal? Type it into the chat. Favorite cereal. Why is he talking about cereal? Because if you're hungry, I'm an educator. Cornflakes, that's what's up. Toasted flakes, yes. Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Caden, you don't eat? Bro, you about to. Caden, you about to. Look, we all crave that cereal, right? That's quick carbs. We had Chinese eating good. Had that shrimp fried rice. I had that Singapore noodles. I almost got some cereal. We got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch upstairs, right? Lucky Charms, right? So you gotta, plus your blood sugar will drop down. Okay, after around 11 o'clock in the morning, blood sugar will drop down. You're gonna be hungry. 72% on dry roads. 16% on wet. You would think, well, most drivers are gonna have crashes on wet roads. No, it's 81% on fair weather conditions, 72% on dry roads. Maybe you're speeding to the football game. Maybe it's in the metro area. Maybe you're playing down at the Palace or the big community center. It's the suburban area versus the city, right? And then you got 3,000 people. Yeah. And your player, he's getting a scholarship, right, to the University of Nebraska. And you're like, we love you, Dylan. You're so awesome. And then he dunks the ball and he wins the game. And then you going on to the quarterfinals. And then that brings the community together. So if you have an athlete like that, or athletes or a good football team or basketball team, that's that high school experience, right? So 16% on wet roads, 10% in the rain. I've been lucky enough to have played in games like that, and then to have coached all state athletes, male and female, and to see them go to win the county, the regional, then they go to a state tournament and dominate, then colleges want them, right? But you got to have good grades. 7% in the snow. We live in the Midwest. You're going to be driving in the snow. And if you leave late, your windows are full of ice, you don't have your coffee, you just got your hoodies on, and you're cold. And your car's going to take 5 or 10 minutes. You don't know what an ice scraper is. Your mom and dad like, we gave you money for an ice scraper. Huh? What's that? We gave you $20 last week. What'd you do? I don't know. Your dad texts you. What'd you do with it? I bought some food and cans. You got to have an ice scraper. 4% on ice. You see, you look, 7% snow, 4% icy roads, and 2% in the fog. Again, 81% fair weather, 72% dry roads, 16% wet, 10% rain, 7% snow, 4% ice roads, 2 foggy. I'm almost done. I got 2 more. Okay, let's look at this. Young driver fatal car crashes. 13% of you will not wear your seatbelt. What? Yes, 13% of you. You should write this down. 13% will not wear a seatbelt. 6%, and we had to have this real conversation. 6% of you have been drinking alcohol as compared to 17% of all state drivers. Okay? So maybe you came from a party. Maybe you're scared to show up at home. Your parents should have open communication. Okay, if you need us to pick you up, we'll pick you up. Okay, good. If you're good, then go ahead and go. Dixon, if you're good, you can go. Now, however, young drivers only account for 6.9%. So the kicker is there's only a small percentage of you who are actually licensed, but you're having a lot more accidents. So what does this say? You're driving too fast, you're distracted, you're tired. Maybe Jay didn't make the basketball team. Maybe Tim was going to get a scholarship, but he got a D in geometry. He's got to retake it this summer. Maybe Wyatt thought he was going to get a scholarship to University of Texas, but he got a bad report back from his teacher, right? Maybe Cole. Cole was not on the radar of a college scout, but he had a breakout season, 8 touchdowns, 12 game-saving tackles. You're about to get a scholarship. It's going to be a walk-on to Colorado, but next year we're going to see you on TV, right? Because funny things happen like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to be listening to your teachers. You need to be working hard. 36% are female, and females, you are catching up to males. Usually male drivers are more aggressive, much more faster, but females, your dad's got a fast car. Look at Jay, he's driving that Mustang, right? Cars don't kill people, people kill people. Okay, you got to remember this. And yes, if you have a fast car, my daughter drove my SRT Jeep. She got to school in like 4 minutes. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? My son was driving it too fast. I'm not going to say how fast he was driving on the highway, but he got pulled over. Big ticket, just before he got his scholarship. We had to go to court. I'm telling you the truth because I don't want it to happen to you. Okay, 64% were male, so let's review. Young driver fatal car crashes. 13% not wearing a seatbelt, 6% consuming alcohol as compared to 17%. But because you're such a smaller number, really that number is higher. However, younger drivers only account for 6.9% of licensed drivers. 36% were female, 64% were male. The last one is about cell phones. You should write down all these little things. First one, your brains don't fully develop until you're 25. Again, your brains are not fully developed until you're 20. Well, what does that mean? You're going to be emotional. You're going to be irrational. You just broke up with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You're going to drive sad, or you're going to drive angry. You just got kicked off the varsity football team because something was found in your locker, and the University of Nebraska coach is texting you, we're going to be up at the game on Friday, but you got kicked out off the team. Next, distractions are compounded by inexperience. So you have distractions and inexperience. This means you're going to overreact. Okay, your parents have experience, and yeah, they could talk on the phone. They could eat. They can put on makeup. They can shave. They can read a newspaper. They can pluck their eyebrows. My eyebrows are thick, they look good. They can do that because they have experience. You don't. Mom, you're always on the phone. Dad, you're always on the phone. Dad, you're eating a sandwich. I've been driving 27 years. You only been driving 2. Be quiet. And you don't know how to change the oil. Your parents have more experience. And if they get distracted, they're just going to put the volume down low. Okay? They're going to focus on driving. And I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say I am. No one is perfect in this world. Distractions are compounded by inexperience, and they panic. You'll panic. Let's keep going. Brain power decreases by 40% when you're on the phone or listening to the radio. Brain power. So you're trying to listen, and your brain drops down to 40%. That means you're not really using a full brain. Let's keep going. 5 seconds is the average time you take your eyes off of the road when you're texting. 5 seconds. That's enough to cover the length of a football field blindfolded. I'm going to the last 2. Cell phones use impairs the driver's ability to handle a changing environment. It's equivalent to driving under the influence of alcohol, 0.08. So when you're on your phone, it's equivalent to you almost being under the influence. You're going to react slower. You're going to think slower. And then reading a text message or texting is even more impaired than talking on the phone. It's called driving while intoxicated. Get it? All of you type in 2 things you learned. And then I'm going on. All of you type in the chat 2 things you learned. I'm talking to high school students, pre-college students. All of you type in 2 things you learned. Guys, this has been very powerful today. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like, give it a thumbs up.